when we think about um, a ramp to get that's maybe next to stairs, and we think about the ramp as a way to get into a building, we can thank Ron Mace for this, because that gave access to individuals that maybe were on a wheelchair, or maybe they were in a walker and they couldn't take steps. But soon people figured out, hey, this is great for the UPS driver who has a dolly he's pushing, or the mom with the babies in the stroller. And or somebody has their just has some mobility issues, and these, so we call these things universal access, because it's a way for everyone to have access, even though it was intended to be sure that those with those mobility issues just would be able to
get the same access as somebody who can go up the stairs and open the door. Which was really, so the real brilliance to me behind that is the fact that they took the time to go back and look at studies about who was using it. Like, they actually went back and reflected on this design and realized, hey, there's a lot more people using this, and what does that mean? And so somebody took that idea then and kind of applied it to education.
Right. Yeah. The CAST, which is the Center for Applied Special Technology in the 80s, you can see on your screen here, it was founded in 1984. They are the mothership for us. And the research around universal design for learning, the framework, the guidelines, all of the research around the different 3 networks of the brain, that the affective, network recognition, and strategic networks. This was all their research that they did, and little by little, it has made its way into mainstream education. So this is an exciting time, because we want to be sure that all kids have access, and that we're not limiting access just because a student may not be able to read at grade level, or they may not have the same learning style as another student. So we're really looking at ways to, so how can we get to the same learning goal without saying there's only one way to do this? We'll give multiple ways to get to the learning goal itself.
Right, and I think I'll share this link on the podcast page, but the myths page of the Ocali website kind of spells it out for all the arguments about what UDL is or isn't. It's really to get your mind around it. It's really thinking about when you approach your classroom, you have the right framework to say, is everybody getting the ideas, getting the instruction that you need, not whether the instruction is right or not. It has nothing to do with the instruction itself. It's the access to that instruction. Like,
it's a big shift for many educators, especially those who've been in education for a while, because a lot of times we reflect back upon our own learning experiences as students, and I've experienced this where it was one way, and this is the lesson, this is how I teach it, I'm gonna tell you what you do this activity and you're done, and you either pass or fail, pretty much. And now we're asking teachers to really look at knowing their students, which is number one, really knowing who their students are, how they learn best, and really making that connection so that there are multiple choices or opportunities for students to actually achieve the learning that is based around the learning goal itself. So
yeah,
a lot of the mindset we're trying to present is that that variability factor, that every learner is unique, and that this myth of average, that we're always looking at the average, doesn't work. We want every student to be able to be successful. And so if we're always teaching to the average, we're missing then a big part of our population.